Yes,
We're gonna
ma'am.
try it out.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna make you host so that
Okay.
you can let everybody in.
Okay, I will do that happily.
Okay, perfect. All right, this is the weirdest roundabouts where I'm at. It's like so weird.
What state are you in right now?
Oh, I'm just like 30 minutes from my farmhouse.
Okay, but Archie, what time do you need to be there for the drops talk today at 11?
11.
So in 3 minutes?
3 minutes. You
Okay.
know how people are. What's the address? Hold on. 1819
Okay,
Chester.
you do you. You do you. Hey, Sandy, we're just waiting for other people to log in. Are you working out, girl? I can't hear you because you're muted, but that's amazing. I love it.
Oh, Sandy's one of my Florida buddies.
Now unmuted. I can't
Okay.
I
talk.
missed you, girl. I missed you. How you doing over there?
I'm doing great. I'm loving
Yay.
everything. I've been listening to some podcasts here, and I've got some really great ideas. And I have a great girl that I haven't talked to yet in Cape Coral, but she's going to be a winner. I just know it in
Heck
my
yeah.
heart. But
Winner,
today I'm
winner,
going to try to
chicken
reach
dinner.
her, and yeah, she's maybe 35, maybe. Perfect. 2 children, lots of activities with other women.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
she'll be perfect to join our team.
We like that, girl. We like that.
Yes. Yeah, we do. I haven't gotten anybody yet, but I'm selling drops.
That's how it
Good.
starts. Susan, I
Yep.
just got off with my friend in New York. She was a good friend. Her kids are friends with Chase. And I'm going to start her on the drops, but she's already envisioning some teachers that she can get together so we can do a Zoom. So I'll let you know once that manifests. But I love that she said, I'm already envisioning, right? So it's stimulating that future.
Okay,
Yes.
awesome, girl.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, girls. I'm gonna hop off here because I can't find the address.
I'm
like,
gonna mute, so
hey,
I'm not bothering y'all.
Marilyn. What's up, Amber? Hey, Millie.
Hey,
All right,
Susan.
I'm gonna make some people. All right, so Steph, you're gonna make some people co-host, babe.
Yes, I am.
All right, guys, we're
see
doing. We're
Ann
about
on yet,
Everybody,
but she
good
should be.
morning.
Okay.
Oh, really?
All right, we're about to-
Just decided to come on. You just decided to come on live now, huh? You wanted to show off a little bit?
Girl, I'm trying to work. I got drop parties. I got people. I got new business partners to come in. Y'all send them all love. Hi. Well, I'm glad to see some people are out here working today, driving volume through these lines.
That's
All right, I adore y'all. I love y'all. I hate I can't be there. Mwah. Everybody. Thanks, Ann. She's not here, but all right, I can't find this place. Love y'all. See ya. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'm like, I can't find this place and everybody's behind me.
Susan, do you want this recorded by Firefly or not?
I think she just hung up.
Well, who's requesting to do this by Firefly? She's already recording it.
I don't know.
Leslie. Yeah, because Susan likes to have it recorded, but not necessarily for each of us to have our own recording, so then she can control. So I'm going to decline that. And then Anne is going to go ahead and start leading this.
Yeah. Is she
She just came in.
awesome?
And Millicent, do you want to be, sweetie, the co-host, just to help
Yeah, I can do that.
Since you're not driving? Okay.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, give me a second. Let's find good old Millie.
Sorry, I was on the Michelle McKay call that was just a minute ago. That was amazing.
Fabulous. Let me find, okay, more.
Millicent.
Right, I know. And then but people are jumping in and it's taking me out of your name. So give me a second, sweetie pie. Millicent Moore, make co-host. Awesome. Now you're co-host.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Admits. Okay. And you can start us going since we want to stay on time, lady.
All right. Okay, you guys. Happy Saturday. So Susan asked me to hop on here and to do a training for you guys. And so I'm totally honored, first of all, that Susan and Susan would ask me. And, I'm not sure if I know Millie's on here, not sure if other leaders on my team are able to hop on today, but Susan just wanted us to share kind of what we're doing. And the good thing is that we're following the system of growth. That's what we're doing. We're teaching our teams to do the same, but I will share that there are a couple of different things that I think are really important. One is that I've been in this business, this industry, I should say, for 22 years, over 22 years. I've learned a lot. I mean, school's never out for the pro. That's one of the things. So congratulations to all of you on here or listening to the recording because that's one of the things in this industry that you do have to do. You have to always be learning. You always have to, I love listening to Jim Rohn. He's one of my favorites. My kids used to be able to quote him all the time because we would listen to him in the car. And I think one of the things that probably why our team is in the momentum that we're in is that when I decided to start building this, I didn't decide until PXP. I signed up and it will be a year in June, but I didn't really want to build a business here. I was like, maybe I'll sell the drops. Didn't want to build a business. I was very skeptical, just because of my past experience, I would say. And honestly, I thought I knew better. I thought I was better than the system of growth and so when I went to PXP with my friend Stacy Woodford, she's not on here today. Her daughter's graduating from high school, her youngest. And that's when it really shifted for me. That's when I saw oh my gosh, these are real people, real results. That's not just some term that Partner Co uses. And I met different people standing in line for recognition, and I was just blown away. I couldn't even go for the whole event. But what I did go to, I went and I just sat there and I sat in the back, and I just watched because again, at that point, I had been in the industry for many years. So that was just in September. And Stacy and I decided when we were there, we're doing this and we're doing this how it's being taught and trained. We are going to follow the system of growth. Once we started following the system of growth, I mean, I sponsored Stacy, but she promoted to officer before me. So I'm going to just point something out to you. If you've been in this industry before, I want you to know that the gift that we have with Partner Co is that there aren't any breakaways, meaning when Stacy promoted before me, it did not hurt me at all, period. That's actually really unusual in this industry. A lot of times with other companies, the person that line completely falls off. You don't get paid on them anymore, one, or you get paid on them, but in order for you to promote, also you have to do extra work. And that's not the case here with Partner Co. There's so many things with our compensation plan that really blow my mind. And I'm not going to get into all that, but this is what I've said since I started talking to Susan about building here and talking to Todd. And that is this is what drives me every day. I want to help people get healthier holistically. And our products really can help people I've had a lot of health issues. These products really can help people get healthier holistically. And my number 2 is I want my team to win, period. I want my team to win. So people ask me, what do? I'm I help people get healthier holistically. and I help people win. I help people win with the products. I help people win with the business. So like, and I was born for it. Like, I mean, I say that all day long, every day, because I was born for this. I was born to help people. So if you love people, you're in the right place. Why? Because we can help people here. We can help people get healthier, and we can help people make money. And so one of the things that like really lights my fire is that like not every compensation plan out there does everyone win. A lot of times it's just like the people at the top that are winning financially. Here, everyone can win. So I want you, I made a video. It's on Todd's, well, I didn't make the video. Sarah made the video, right? We all know Sarah Weaver made the video, but I talked about this on an IPA, and it was like the 5 things that I teach, that this is what I always talk about. And you can go watch the video. I'm not going to go through them all, but it's that we have a gateway product. It's the drops, our owners, the leadership in the field, the compensation plan, and also like the system of growth. Those 5 things completely set this apart and really do make this a unicorn opportunity. Okay. And so go watch that. It's under Todd Rowland, Level Up, on his YouTube, and it's like in red. And anyway, you'll find it. And I go through those key things a little bit in detail. But I do want to touch on this. The thing that is really different, if you're new here and you have people who are maybe interested, who have been in this industry before, one, get them on the phone with Susan Cameron or Susan Frank, period, end of story. Don't be like, oh, I can handle, no. Even me, like if I have somebody who's interested in this business and they have been in this industry before and I'm going to be the sponsor, I get them on the phone with Susan Frank or Susan Cameron. Okay. That's the first thing. The second thing is that the thing that's really unique here is that we have this comp plan that pays out up to 51%, but we also have the opportunity to buy the drops in bulk. If this is your first company that you've ever been with, I know it's Steph's first company, like you hit the mother load. I mean, like this is incredible, because no other company that I know of can you buy our gateway product in bulk and make like an incredible return on investment in your pocket. Like, you guys, that is mind blowing. It's mind blowing. And so that's one of the things that really sets this apart, because people who have been in the industry before, they have in their mind, well, like, how long is it going to take me? Oh, I see Billy's on here too. Okay. Because I'd love for Billy and Millie to share. I'm going to stop talking in a minute. But that's one of the things that really sets this apart. Like, Billy actually sold the drops, and I'll let her share a little bit. And before she started building a team, she didn't start building a team until like January or February. I don't know if you can unmute Billy. I know your camera's off, but if you can, I would love it. Because that was huge. Here she is. I'm gonna let her share because I know she has limited time.
I'm in a drive-through waiting for a coffee. Not gonna lie, I'm with my family, but can you just remind me what you want me to share? What
I would love for you to share just like why you started building here. Like, you started sharing the drops and you sold a ton of drops and made a lot of money. But like, what was it? Like,
black coffees?
2 large black coffees. Don't worry, you guys. There's no cream or sugar in this coffee.
There you go.
So ultimately, yeah, I told Anne, I said, I'm not doing the team building thing anymore. I just want to make the retail commissions and make some extra money. And that was really all I was interested in. But I was also, well, after Anne and Stacy went to PXP, and she was like, you got to get on these morning IPAs. You got to get on these and just check it out. So I started doing that. And that was like October, I guess, beginning late September, October. And I really just started paying more attention to what could happen with the actual compensation plan. But it was funny because sometimes I would make like I would send Anne a screenshot of my lifetime earnings, and I'm like, I'm not even trying. I'm not even trying. I wasn't, you know, using the system of growth or anything like that. And then once it finally clicked and I was like, okay, I'm going to do this, and started doing the system of growth and all of that, started building a team. I went to a meeting where I met Todd and Ashley and Michelle McKay and Katie and Lucy West in the end of, well, it was December 1st. I think it was December 1st or 2nd. And they just really made a positive impression on me. And I was like, okay, I want to do this. Like, I want to build a business here. And so probably though, I really didn't start focusing on that till the end, till mid January. Started building a team, and yeah, it's been incredible just to see how quickly you actually can build a really solid income here. Like how quickly, once you plug in and start following the system and doing the things that we're told to do, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I could say more, but you know.
I know you're getting your coffee. Thank you, Billy. But yeah, I mean, it's like, and when she went to that meeting, so I'm just going to touch on this really quickly. It's so important to get to PXP. If you're not registered, you need to register. If you can get to the Ohio event this summer, you need to go to that. If you're live in Canada, go to the Calgary event. Why? Because when you go and you actually see and meet like these leaders, and you see that it's different here, and that like this is one of the things, and then I'm gonna ask Millicent to talk. One of the things for me that really set this apart is the IPA calls. I've been on similar calls, but they were kind of like yelling at us, telling us what to do. I'll be really honest, in a different platform. And these IPA calls are inspiring. You guys, if you haven't been on them, you want to try to get on them. If you work, I understand. Watch the pieces of it that are recorded. But you know, when people share their story and how they're building their business or what's winning for them, but like those IPAs of people, like what action they took and what income it produced is huge for me. And then people like the leaders, the mentors that we all have on these calls that are all blurring the lines of sponsorship to help one another and to help each other's teams so that everyone can win. That is mind-blowing. There's not this like, oh, I'm on so-and-so's team and I'm on so-and-so's team and blah, blah, blah. Like we all can win here. And it's a very different mindset. And honestly, I feel like it's top down from Darren and John, and then Todd and Brent, right? Like that's like their mindset and how they're operating. And then this is and I know Millie feels the same way. Todd, I have never seen people work harder that are making a lot of money than Todd and Ashley Rowland, Susan Frank, Susan Cameron, Brent Palmer, Michelle McKay, like the list goes on, the buds, like, I mean, I've never seen so much commitment to playing hard with building the business because like, and I heard Todd say this one day, and he's like, when you wake up on Saturday morning and your lines are optimized, he's like, it is so much more fun to help your team win all week long. So I want you to think about that. Why do you want to optimize your lines? And you want them optimized every Saturday morning, at least 2. Why? Because then you're completely out of the equation. Your lines are optimized. You're going to make a great check. You can truly, with all of your heart. And that's the difference that I hope you see with Todd and Susan and Brent, you know, like I could list everybody that are these incredible leaders. They truly want us to win, like with the product, with the business. I've never seen this level of commitment before. And so what does it do for me? It makes me jazzed. And I mean, I get on the phone now and I'm like really blunt with people now. And I say to people, I'm like, listen, this is what I'm passionate about. What are the things, you guys? I want to help people get healthier holistically. And I want to help people win with the products and the business should they be interested. And I'm good at it. I know how to do it. And we have a system of growth that duplicates multiple levels down that I've never seen it before. And so come with me. Okay, Millie, I'm going to let you share because you're amazing. No, you're muted.
So what do you want my topic to be? What do you want me to
I would
chat
love
about?
for you to share. I would love for you to share like why you came with me, what motivates you, because you're a numbers person.
Yeah.
And what you see here. What you see here.
Okay. So truthfully, I thought that my network marketing days were done, closed, kaput. I was done. I had been with the same company. In fact, Billy and Stacy and I had all been with the same platform for many years. Like most of us were around 20 years. And here's the truth. We all loved that company. We wouldn't have stayed there if for that long, right? I mean, we had a lot of really strong relationships there. There were many seasons of fun and growth, and it was a really great community. Yeah. But here's a couple of things that happened. They made a lot of changes to the comp plan, a lot of changes to the products. And truthfully, now knowing what we know, looking back, looking from outside, not being inside, we thought that it was a really collaborative platform and that everybody helped one another. But John and Darren, and possibly even prior to John and Darren, the way they set up this business model, it encourages everyone to help one another in a way that we didn't have before, and we were never going to have. And so, my journey was less about I didn't like that company anymore, and more about there wasn't the possibility of phenomenal growth. There wasn't the possibility of really increasing my income. I am now, as an officer title, these are just titles, by the way. That took me 13 years to really get to that same sort of income potential at my last company, 13 years. And I was able to do that in from really when we started plugging in, it was probably like 6 or 7 months, I think 6 months. And so like Stacy, you could see it with Stacy, you could see it with Billy, you could see it with Ann, you could see it with others on our team. And by the way, we also have people who have no experience in the industry. But what this model is giving us is the ability to grow 10 times faster. One thing I'm going to tell you, and this is I've in between that company and this, I was with a different company for a little while. The first thing that I do every time I align with a new company, guess what? I look and I study the compensation plan. So that's who I am. I'm always like, show me the money. So again, I love these products. I got involved because I'm very familiar with homeopathy. And so when Ann mentioned that the drops were homeopathic, I was like, yeah, show me, I'm interested. But what really got my attention was the ability to buy these in bulk with a back end plan to move the drops, right? You're not just buying some big order and then you're like looking at it on your shelf, right? Like there is a system to move those. And that's big. But more than that, this compensation model is bar none the best that I've seen. And I've seen like multiple models. And I was on the call before this with Michelle McKay talking about it. And again, she's somebody who was with, she was talking about it. She was with a company, Rodan and Fields, and she had kind of medium success, similar to me. I was a car driver at my last platform, but I can already see where I'm going to be like by PXP and by the end of the year. And I believe that it's possible. I believe that it's possible for people joining me. I can show them how to do it. But one thing I would say is, do you fully understand the comp plan? You probably don't, but start to plug into it. Listen to the recordings. If you have to, listen to them 7 times. I mean, this you've got to understand it so that you're inspired to build it, right? Like, because what we have is enormous. It's enormous. It's life changing. It's the opportunity for a legacy. And you know, if you don't like, I highly encourage you to wake up if you haven't already and really get what we have here, because it's not normal. And like what Ann said, it's the unicorn. And so that's one thing I would do. And then I would, you know, yeah, the IPRA calls are great. And I try to get on them for at least 30, 40 minutes, if not the whole time, every Monday through Friday. Some people can't. So what I would say is, if people are really oohing and awing over one, listen to that later in the day. We have the recordings. Listen to it while you're cooking dinner. I like to double time. So I'm always walking while I'm listening. If you can't listen during the week, listen on the weekend, but plug in, because what I'm noticing is that, you know, the people that are on my team that plug in are going places. They're promoting, they're leveling up. There's a lot of people who have potential, but they don't know what's happening. They don't know that there's a 28-day challenge. They don't know that there's an 18 challenge they could be a part of and learn. We have a system of growth. What we now are getting with this 18 challenge is the framework, and you know, which we can talk about. But the bottom line is, you got to plug in, and then you want to be coachable. You want to be. This is something that a lot of people don't know, especially if you're new to the industry. You need to drive your upline. So again, your upline is not responsible for messaging you or calling you and asking you and being like, hey girl, hey guy, what are you doing today? No, they're busy. They're building their business too. What you need to do is text them and say, hey, I've got a person that I need your help with. Could you get on a 3-way Zoom with me? Could you get on a 3-way call? You have to drive them. It's a volunteer kind of work, right? So we're not holding your head to the fire saying, do this. You've got to learn that skill set. And that's another thing, is we all come to the table with different skill sets. You know, I'm still learning. I'm in my 20th year. I'm really good at some things. I have a really large network, which is a gift. But I'm not always the best at being tenacious about going after that network. I almost have an endless network. That can actually be a problem, because you know, in that regard, I may not be as hungry to like talk to every single person, right? But I'm really working the framework of monitoring my asks to look at the business and the products daily. And that's, you know, if you're not a part of the A team with Todd Falcone, it's okay. Ask your upline and your enroller what you need to focus on. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's the main thing is daily reach outs to share the business and or the product. It's getting people in 3-way calls and Zooms. It's follow up, and all of that will lead to adding people, adding customers, adding brand partners, and then getting them plugged in. But you know, it's a very simple system. The last thing that I'll say is that I started the 28-day challenge on Monday, and I had lost a lot of weight before I started the drops, which was great. I looked pretty good. But I didn't really have that story because my story was prior. So life is going on, and I have been really a little bit like off. I've been off at my my walking. I've been off with my food list. I've been off even with the drops, like just inconsistent. And so Monday, I signed up on Sunday for the challenge, and I've been like really dialed in. I've been walking. I mean, I am doing the food list to the T. I'm not a big person, so I don't have like, huge amounts of weight to lose. But I do have some that I'd like to take off, and I like to feel good, and I like to be less puffy. Well, I'm dialed in, and I'm doing my drops like to the T, and I've released 5 pounds as of this morning, which on me is significant. It's significant. It's probably like close to a clothing size. Okay. And so I'm really, what I'm going to say is the last thing I'll say, and then somebody else can chat or whatever, but, and Stephanie is really good at this. Others on the team too. I mean, but I call out Stephanie because I think she's really good at sharing personally. And I'm doing that. I'm having people follow along. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6. They may get really tired of me. I don't care. I'm posting anyway. So I'm having one of my posts be really personal, and I'm talking about how I'm feeling. I'm sharing what's happening. I went out to eat. I talked about that and how it was a bit of a challenge, right? But share personally, put a picture of yourself, either with the drops or just smiling or whatever. People want to see you. They want to hear from you. So I'm seeing a shift with that, because I have people like right before this, I had somebody who's texting me, who's a really good friend. She's in Texas, and she's been watching along, and so I'm going to be reaching. We're probably going to jump on the phone after this. So people that have been watching are now like, boom. And I'm reaching other people that maybe I wasn't when I'm just posting everybody else's stories. So that's all I got. There are other things, but those are the key things, I think.
Absolutely. Thank you, Millie. So good. Ditto to everything she just said. The other thing I want to touch on that I do think I have seen, this is one of the things that I feel like has really shifted with our team. And that is that, and I think Millie would agree, and Billy, is that we've had an influx of people who are really like, they're following the drops, taking the drops, the food plan, and their results are like stellar. And so what happens is that like, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is my friend Janine. Oh my gosh, this is my friend Eva. And we are friends. Does that make sense? So that's why it is important to get on the IPA so you can become friends with people, go to the event so you can become friends with people, but also why you want, like, I get it that some of your droppers might not, like I've had so many people say, I'm never going to share my picture with you because unless it's just a selfie, like I don't want you sharing it. That's fine. I have no problem with that. But that's why you've got to be intentional to find people who want to go on this journey with you, that are going to be interested in sharing their before and afters, right? That's really important. The other thing that I just really want to touch on, because I've always known that 3-way calls were gold. Okay. But I'll never forget, there was one IPA I was on, I don't know, let's just say it was sometime in the last 6 months, and it was Summer. Simons, I think that's her last name, but she was going on and on about 3-way calls, and like that she's a 3-way call queen. And I was like, I've got to do more of this with my team. And so like, I don't know, Millie, was it like a week ago, 10 days ago, something like that, we did a challenge. So I got the little draw. I ordered you can do this too. Everyone can do this. I don't care if you have a team of like 5, or if you have a team of 10, or if you're a team of 1, like, everyone can do this. But I ordered the droppers from Rachel, our awesome friend Rachel, who's on our team, and the drop holders. And I told my team, if you when you have a minimum of 5 3-way calls between, I can't remember what the date, it was probably like Millie, like a 2.5 week period, maybe a 3-week period.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it goes up through the 23rd, maybe. So
Yes,
we've got
so
a few
through
more
next-
days.
Yeah. So through next Friday. So
And
we,
it doesn't matter. You could create any kind of length of time, you know? Yeah.
yes, exactly. We did that. We did probably like a 2.5 week, 3 week period of time. I don't like it to be too long. I think it needs to be condensed so people can wrap their mind around it. And I wanted it to be achievable we wanted it to be achievable for a lot of people. So if someone works full time and I say, oh, the challenge is 5 3-way calls in the next week or the next 2 weeks, they might shut down before they even think about scheduling one because they're like, there's no way. So Shannon, shout out to Shannon Kelly. She like has done, I think already 3-way calls with me because she's like, oh my gosh, when you said that, I'm doing it, And so, it's on their honor. They're gonna keep track of it and turn it in. It's fine. I'm not really that worried about it. But what I want you to know is that right there teaches someone. So Shannon's never been in this industry before. And yesterday we did a 3-way call and then hung up and then we talked to each other. And I said, do you understand the gift of the 3-way call? Do you understand why it's important? You guys, if you have your video on, do you understand why the 3-way call is important? So we need to do more of those if we want our business to grow, because even in the event that someone is not interested in the business and they get on a 3-way call with Steph or Millie or me or Barb, I saw Barb was on here, or Billy, like they are going to, chances are, if they say no to the business, again, I can't guarantee anything, but I would be shocked if they didn't become a brand partner. If they had a 3-way call with someone who is able to do a good 3-way call with you. So what is that 3-way call? What is it? Someone needs to ask, what does it look like? So my friend Stacey Woodford, she kind of is the queen of 3-way calls, and she's not on here. Her daughter's graduating today. She'll text me and be like, hey, Ann, are you available right now? Like, she'll just send me a text and I'll be like, if I'm on a call, I'll be like, no, I'm on a call. Or, but she is always getting me on a 3-way call, even if the person only has 10 minutes. And I don't do as many 3-way Zooms because they tend to take a lot longer. And I do like a 3-way call. Okay. And then what I do, and yes, those are the little things that I bought. The little drop holders. So what I do is I go over those things, those 5 points. Okay. That we've got this gateway product. It's the drops. Everybody wants them. It stops the scroll on social media. So I'll just go through those really quickly because I do think, in case you're like, I don't know where to find the video. This is what I say to someone. First of all, the person introduces me to them. And then I want to get to know them a little bit and what's intrigued them a little bit about the products or the business. And then I talk to them and I say, listen, and this is the truth, you guys. It doesn't matter if you started yesterday. But I speak from the point of like, I've been in this industry for 22 years and I've never seen anything like this. And I'm going to tell you, like, I had experience where the company had a lot of these different things for a period of time, but they don't have it anymore, like Millicent referred to. Okay. And so I go through those and I say, we have this cutting edge product. Like it's, our gateway product. It stops the scroll on social media because it's 2025. We have to use social media if we're going to build a business. Number 2, I go in, depending on how much time they have, I talk about Darren and John. I talk about how John was the master distributor for Tahitian Noni, which is an incredible brand, an incredible product. And that really matters because he knows what it means to build a business. I talk about how Darren went to Wharton Business School and was an investment banker with Goldman Sachs. So guess what? when Darren Soberus puts his stamp of approval on this compensation plan that pays out up to 51%, guess what? Ding, ding, ding. I'm going to build here because he is brilliant and he's brilliant. Okay. And depending on the amount of time they have, I might talk about it a little bit more. Then I talk about the leadership in the field, because really this type of industry, it will rise and it will fall on your leaders and your owners, period, end of story. It does not matter. You don't have great owners, forget about it. You don't have great leadership in the field, forget about it. Okay. And so I talk about how these leaders with Partner Co are they join forces. It doesn't matter whose downline you're in. They're all helping each other and they're working harder than anyone I've ever seen. Okay. Then I talk about the compensation plan and how it pays out up to 51% and how most companies pay out maybe 20, maybe 25%, 30 if you're lucky. And so I touch on that. But I also, when I'm talking about the compensation plan, I'm like, but that's the money from the company. We have this opportunity here to buy the products in bulk. And one of the things I send people that if we're doing a 3-way call, I'll be like, hey, and I have it saved in my boards. It's just one of the little flyers about like 4-pack and the return on investment, the cost and return on investment, 10-pack, the cost, return on investment, and the 30-pack cost, return on investment. I text that to the person who got me on the call and I'm like, hey, Stacy, did you just get my text? Can you send that over to Suzanne? Because I want her to see the visual. Okay. And then I go through it and I'm like, this is one of the things that sets this company apart. And that is that we can buy these drops in bulk. You guys, it's really important to talk about that because like a lot of people, let's say they've had experience in this industry, they maybe had to buy big packages and they've only used like a portion of the products. Here we can buy this big package, but guess what? We can make a return on investment. And I tell people, I'm like, listen, you buy a 30-pack, I'm committed to helping you get that thing sold. And I said, and chances are you could very well sell it in a week, if not faster. Again, I don't make any claims, but I do tell people, like, if you follow this system of growth, it works. We will help you with the training, with everything. But I go through how that's really unique in this industry to be able to buy that 30-pack and get that return on investment is mind blowing, right? And then I touch on top pay. Like I touch on that. I don't go into like huge details about it because if they've never been in the industry, they're going to be like, I don't know what you're talking about. If they've been in the industry, they might want to talk more about it. Okay. And then the last thing I talk about is the system of growth, using social media and how we use Telegram. So I want to touch on this right now. If you are like, I'm doing the system of growth and I'm not having people make comments, or I'm not, I mean, Susan and Susan have trained us all so well, but let's say you're just like not happy. Okay. Like saying it's not working. Are you doing everything with it? Because guess what? True confessions, I'm not perfect with it at all. But when I do follow it and I do it well, it does work. Okay. So, are you wishing people happy birthday? Are you like Steph and Millie that you're putting your personal stuff on there? Are you making reels? Are you doing the Facebook sandwich, right? Which is like going in and making comments, doing your birthdays, going and finding people that you want to have interaction with, go look at their stories, look at their posts, comment on their stuff, and then you go make your post. Then you go to Telegram and you boost your post, right? And you go and boost other people's posts with, isn't it 6 words, right? Or is it 6 words, right?
It's 6 words and then heart it too.
Heart it, 6 words, and emojis don't count as words, right? So that's really important, right? Like we want to do that for others if we are expecting them to do that for us, right? Then you're going to go and you're going to be active again on Facebook, right? It matters to have that interaction. And if you want to interact with people who are not in Partner Co already, you've got to probably seek that out, because if you're like me, my feed is like full of Partner Co, which I absolutely love because I love the before and afters. And those are things that, I mean, I love seeing those. And so I love going and looking at people's before and afters. But if I want to grow my business, through social media, I've got to go and interact with people who are not in Partner Co. Okay. So that's one of the things that I would just say is just like we have this great system. And we have to make a decision. Are we going to fully, are we going to jump in the pool? Get our hair wet, or are we just gonna tiptoe around and be like, oh, it's kind of cold in there, I don't want to do that, I just got my hair done, because that is true. It's like, if you I literally jumped off the high dive at PXP. That's when I made the decision. Like I said, Stacy went officer before, within a week of going to PXP. It took me a couple of weeks, but it didn't hurt me that she went before me. And then I think I promoted to senior officer at the end of February, and she promoted last week. I know Millicent's going to promote, she's on, and so is Billy. I know Janine is she's getting ready. I know Kimberly, we have a team of people who they want this and they see how it's possible. And so I just want you guys to be encouraged, that, as someone who's been in this industry, and I was one of the top earners at my previous company that I was at for over 20 years. And I had to walk away because I did not like what was going on there, and I didn't want to align myself with it anymore. And, didn't make sense on paper, but I'm so glad I walked away, because now it's I have the freedom to run here, like I've never run before. But I'm smarter. I'm smarter now. I understand. I don't take anything. If somebody, in this business, you cannot get your feelings hurt. This is when you got to act like a guy. If someone's like, oh, they're too expensive, or I'm not interested, or what are you doing? Why are you doing all this? You're I literally, I don't care. It's the beauty of being over 50. I don't care. So I want, if someone wants to come with me, I'm going to help them win. If they're going to talk, I'm not going to be rude to them, but I literally don't care. Not that I don't care about them. I just don't care what they think. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I'd like to add something. Yeah. As you were talking about third party, the value of third party, well, a couple of things. We help people solve problems and overcome their fears. So you yourself, everybody on this call, everybody in our group needs to personally be working on overcoming some of their fears, okay, or solving some problems. So even if that means you put yourself out there a little more in Facebook, those skills, those talents, those are going to be transferable to everyone you interact with, but you have to start expanding, even if it's, and you have to decide what it is for you, because you're in a competition with yourself. The other thing is third parties, we don't have any fear. I say we, I can't speak for everyone, but the leaders here, we got no skin in the game. We're detached. We're like Buddhists. We're detached from the outcome while simultaneously, oh my God, we're so excited to close that deal for you, to get somebody involved, to onboard them. It's this weird vicarious way that we can get in with no skin in the game, yet we do have skin in the game, and close the deal for you. We have tons of experience. We've heard tons of objections. We've faced many fears. We continue to do this all ourselves, right? As we expand and grow. Allow us to support you. Don't try to be at the level that we're at right out of the gate with the confidence and the testimonials and the personal stories. Let us serve you. It's servant-centered leadership, and you absolutely need more than Susan and Susan. Susan and Susan are two.
Of course, I was just using them as
they cannot be on all of your three ways or whatever.
No. No,
So
it's, I mean,
start to
they
reach
don't have
out to
time.
other people and
Well,
have a roster.
I would also just add that you can learn new skills. I'm still learning new skills, and I'm like 20 years into the business. So is Anne. Stephanie's still learning new skills. Billy is. I've learned a ton since leaving where I was for so long because, you know, at a certain company, there's a certain way of doing things. One of the things I like about this platform is that people are open to like trying new things and working collaboratively, and it's different, and there are things that I'm working on. But the beautiful thing is, let's say you're not good at fill in the blank. You're not good at recruiting. You're not good at talking to people. You're not good at verbiage. You can find someone else to help you level up on that skill set. These are learned skills for the most part. So I love that. One last thing. I was happening to be listening to a live that Brent Palmer was doing from Japan, and I loved this takeaway. And so it's just one sentence, but if you weren't on his live, you might have missed it. It's, what are you looking for? Brent was doing a, you know, call with somebody from Japan. I don't think the person was in Japan, but those words, creating an open-ended conversation. I mean, that could apply to their health, right? It could apply to their income. It could apply to their life. But what are you looking for? I love that. In fact, I'm going to apply it when I get on the phone with this friend of mine. She's a friend of mine, actually, from camp, believe it or not, in Texas. And I want to be like, what exactly are you looking for? You know, because what I want to hear is she looking for, you know, more people in her life? Is she looking for fun? Is she looking for health? Is she looking for money? Like we got to uncover all those things so that we can tie back what we have to create value for that person, right? So anyway, I wanted to share that because I really thought that was a golden phrase. And I when I hear golden phrases, I make them my own, right? Like you want to listen to your leaders. That's why you get on the IPAs. That's why you get on the training, because you're going to take that verbiage and make it your own. Sorry, I just had to add that.
Oh my gosh, Millie, it's so true. And you know, one of the things I do ask people is I ask them what their health goals are and what their financial goals are. But I actually like it better when what Brent Palmer said, because it's making it like where it's all of, I mean, they can say anything. I mean, right? So like, what are you looking for? It's so much more open-ended. I love that. I think it's fantastic. And yeah, like, so I don't know. I don't know if you guys have any questions, if you have any, you know, other things. I will just say this. I'm in 100% agreement with Millie that I have, like, I see the possibility here like I've never seen before. And that is really unique, you guys. And so I want you to know, like, if you see like, oh my gosh, I know I can, like, if you keep saying like, oh my gosh, like, I know that I can, I really see myself at officer or senior officer or whatever, or beyond, I want you to know that it is really possible. That's one of the beauties of this business, is that what I have seen is I have seen people who maybe were even in the industry before, but maybe they never were at the level that Millie was, or me, or Billy, or Stacy, whatever. And but they were hard workers. That's what I tell people. If you know how to work hard and you care about people, we can help you win here. Like, those are the keys. Those are the keys. Like, if you have a good attitude, you're coachable, you know how to work hard, and you care about people, guess what? You literally won the lottery. Just plug in here and follow the system. And one thing that I mean, because I've been doing personal growth for so many years, but like, is that we overestimate what we can do in a year, but we underestimate what we can do in 5. And so what happens is that, like, it's really, if you think even about like weight loss, obviously with the drops, we have a gift, right? But we can really overestimate like what, and so then what happens is you get discouraged. Here we are mid-May. Like, if you've been with this for a little bit, are you a little discouraged now? Or do you see the possibility? And what I want you to know is, like, you just might have to tweak a few different things. I mean, it just like with the drops, Millie just had to tweak a few different things, and she's down 5 pounds, you know. Obviously it doesn't work that way for everyone, but it does work that way for a lot of people. So anyway, I'll stop talking. If anybody has any questions before we hop off.
Thanks, Anne. This was great. It was fun to be with everyone this morning, and we're all learning from each other.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what it's all about. Learning and growing. So
This
I'm
was
gonna go.
awesome, and thank you so much for your
Oh.
leadership. Thank you so much for sharing from the heart. I always know that you are authentic and true and purpose driven. Yes.
thanks,
Oh,
Barb.
oh, I thought someone said, "Hey, Barb." And
I did.
Millie,
Oh, I
thank you
said,
so
yeah,
much,
we
my
said, hey,
dear.
Barb, and thanks, Barb.
Hello, ladies. I have a quick question. I just joined the team,
Yes, ma'am.
and the last 3 people that I talked to this morning, and their question is, do the drops balance menopause? Does it help with menopause? I hear us say they balance the hormones. It takes about 90 days, but I need to know if that really is the answer to that question.
So we obviously can't make any medical claims, but
I understand that.
But the drops, there aren't any hormones in the drops, but what they do is that they're going to balance your cortisol, your thyroid, your insulin, your ghrelin, your leptin, and then the sex hormones. So many people, myself included, we have huge results. I am menopausal, and the drops have helped me. Like, my hot flashes have been gone since I started on the drops. My hormone levels are more balanced. I am still personally taking a bioidentical hormone replacement therapy, and I'll be weaning that off under my doctor's supervision. But that is ultimately my goal. But I know a lot of people have gotten off of their HRTs, no problem.
Mhm. Well, I can just tell them everybody's different,
Yes.
but a lot of people have said that it has helped them in many ways in that respect.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
I just want to be sure that I'm saying the right thing, because I know that we cannot diagnose or give medical advice,
Right.
but I want to make sure. I've been hearing balance the hormones, but no explanation as to what it does with the hormones.
Right. So that's where I would like, so maybe make a note. It's going, they
And I put it in the thing from
oh
compliance.
yeah, great.
You guys,
Yeah.
look at this. Don't take the guesswork out of it. It pretty much tells you what you can say according to the company to keep us safe and not get in trouble with the FTC.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I got it.
Hello.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
did you have something?
I do have a question. Hi, my name is Olivia. I wanted to know if I have a lot of people who are asking me about if the drops are tincture based, which means like alcohol based, due to religious reasons or their diet. They don't want to have any alcohol in their system. So
They do have, it is the bottle number 1 is, and Steph might be able to answer this better than me. I always look up the answer from Dr. Crystal about the ingredient stuff with the alcohol.
We do
I
need
know it's the
alcohol though.
extract from the herbs. Is that right?
Well, the first one is not a tincture. The first one's homeopathic. So it's literally energetic frequencies, but we do need alcohol in there to maintain, it's not an emulsifier, but to actually provide some form of liquid, but it's frequencies, it's not tinctures. And most people don't understand that everything has frequencies. Okay, so the first bottle does have alcohol in it, and it is grain alcohol in terms of providing the liquid, but it's just frequencies. The second bottle literally does have, I guess you could call it a tincture, because it does have the adaptogenic herbs in it. It certainly has methylated B12 in it. And so for some people, if that's a hard line and seeing alcohol on a label is against their religious convictions, then they need to support their religious convictions.
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good.
But did that answer everything?
It did. I don't know how I'm going to word it exactly, but okay. I don't know how to. I don't know.
Well, there is a video somewhere in our tools that explain the breakdown of homeopathics to make a frequency. So the alcohol has been broken down 12 times. So you put the first drop in one, base, and then you take that and put it in another. So the more you break it down, the less it has. It's the frequencies that you are experiencing. So it's not the alcohol itself.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And thank you
Yeah.
very much
Sure.
for
Absolutely.
doing the call for us today. This was amazing. And everybody, hopefully, if you haven't, before we end it, scroll back and get some of those screen snaps. I was like a maniac trying to load stuff in on the 9 ways to pay. So you don't have to waste time trying to find this in boards. Just scroll up and take some screen copies of some of the stuff that Ann and Millie and Billy were talking about, okay? That way you'll have some of the resources from today. They're all in there.
Okay.
Do you know where that video is that Betty is talking about that explains the homeopathic?
I
Betty,
don't.
who was the person that was talking about it? Dr. Crystal?
Yes. She did a. She just showed us exactly how the breakdown is. I don't remember where exactly where I got it from, but I know how homeopathics work. So I was just kind of like looking around and I ran across it to,
Is it
prove
on her
that my
YouTube
thoughts are right.
channel? And did you find it on her Dr. Crystal's YouTube channel?
It is in boards, and I
Okay.
was about to go like find where it was because I remember accessing it. I think it's in Team Unstoppable 2.0
Yes.
and
Yes.
drop in product resources and then drop info and resources, and it's in the upper right, understanding homeopathy.
Thank
Okay.
you.
So say that again. Everybody get your phones
Yeah,
out.
everybody get your
It
things
is.
here, or I can put screenshots in. So Team and boards, Team Unstoppable 2.0. If we go to 2.0, then on the left side, number 4, drop in product resources.
Perfect.
And then number 2, drop info and resources.
Okay.
And when you get in that folder, you'll see, the approved foods list, but you'll also see in the upper right the understanding homeopathy video.
Perfect.
Yeah. So everybody can see right now. I'm holding it up to the screen.
Yep.
That's the one.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right.
All right.
You guys have a great day.
You too. Thank you so much.
Thank you again, Anne and Millicent. Great call.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Great
Have a
weekend.
good
You
one.
guys.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.